All right, Sean Tatel, FightHype.com. Privileged to be joined with the undefeated IBF super middleweight champion of the world, Caleb Plant, set to fight on prime time in Fox in the main event against Caleb Truax, another former super middleweight champion of the world. Caleb, man, you've been training all year, all of 2020 after beating up Vincent Feigenboots all the way into now. Just how serious is that tunnel vision for you right now?
Man, it's serious. As you said, anyone who follows me, they say I've been working the whole pandemic. I'm focused. I'm zoned in. It's been a great camp. I've had great sparring, and I'm just ready to, go in there January 30th and do what I do best. So,
the guy's a former world champ. You saw him ringside when he fought Peter Quillen. I think you've seen him a few times. What do you think of Caleb Truax as an opponent, Caleb?
As you say, he's a former world champion. He's got a lot of experience, and he's upset people before who didn't take him serious. So, but anyone who knows me, they knows that, I'm not going to make that mistake. I'm focused. I'm zoned in, like you said. And I'm focused on the task at hand, and that's to go in there and put on a dominant performance January 30th. And I plan on stopping this dude. So,
I remember this was a couple of years ago. He fought against James DeGale, and you're at the weigh-in. Not yet a champion. You called both. You said, "I'll fight both of you and whoop both of you on the same day." And then you said, "Look, man, Caleb's just a nice guy trying to box to pay for his college classes at his college surprise." Do you still feel that way at Caleb? Do you still look at him as a guy who's not on your level?
To be honest, I don't really feel like any of these guys are on my level. So whether it's him or anybody else at 168 pounds, I've said it before, I feel like I'm the best super middleweight that the division has to offer. So whether it's him or anybody else, I feel like I'm going to go in there and dominate. So, again, I'm not taking this lightly. I'm not looking past him, but I've said in other interviews, I'm looking through him. And I'm just ready to go in there and do what I do.
Like Errol Spence says, though, right? Tables turned, right? Back then you're the guy looking to get a title fight, and now he's the challenger.
Yep. Tables turned.
But what is dangerous about a guy like Truax, though, that you see?
He's strong. He's got some physical strength as well. He hits hard, and but at the end of the day, I don't really feel like it's about what he does. It's about what I do. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna show the separation right off the bat. He's gonna have to adjust. So, we're about to find out if he can make those adjustments or not.
You said you got a stoppage. How many rounds about do you think it goes, Caleb?
I'm not sure. I don't want to put I don't know how many rounds it goes, but at the end of the day, like I said, I feel like this fight doesn't go 12 rounds. So whether that's him waving the white flag or me waving it for him or the ref stepping in and doing his job, I don't plan on, letting this go 12 rounds.
But I got to ask the rounds, brother, because Mike Lee, you said it's not going to be a long night. It's going to be a short night. And then Vincent Feigenboots, you were on the money and you said it's going to be brutal and it's definitely going to go longer than Mike Lee. So, usually you are pretty good about even knowing the rounds that it's going to happen in. But
yeah, I mean, he's a tough guy. He's been in there with, some big fighters and, he is tough. He's got a decent chin. So I don't know. It could be mid, it could be late, or he might just, go to sleep right off the bat. I'm not really sure.
I know you, like you said, tunnel vision, but if you had to be honest with Caleb, do you think a Canelo fight happens in May? And if not May, September?
I definitely think the Canelo fight happens this year. Again, like I said, I'm really trying to, not even trying, but all my focus is being put on January 30th. I've said in other interviews too recently, there's been so many fighters throughout history who didn't focus on the fight in front of them and were looking ahead and not paying attention. And, we know how usually that goes. So I'm not here to make that same mistake. I know what I have in front of me, and I know how to need to go in there and handle it. And I know that I need to be focused. But I definitely see the Canelo fight happening this year. He's saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it's going to happen. And I know a lot of people are sweating us about it. So everybody just needs to chill out and relax. We're going to get to it. We're going to make it happen. And, it'll be fireworks.
Do you think that his team taking a look over at you like, we want to fight this guy, is that them underestimating you?
I don't know.
Because, usually teams only want to go after, usually their job is to pick the guys that's on the, on the safer side for their guys to beat. But you're a hell of a fighter. So I'm wondering, are they underestimating you, looking your direction? What do you think, Caleb?
I'm not sure. I can't say. I'm not in his head. I don't know how he feels, but if he is, that'll be a great mistake. I can assure you that.
The other opponent being talked about is Billy Joe Saunders. To a casual looker, they may say him and Caleb, they both good skills, move, jab, all that. But what does separate you from a guy like Billy Joe Saunders, you feel?
I don't know. I feel like again, I feel like I'm the best super middleweight this division has to offer. So whether that's him or anybody else in the division, I feel like I'm at the top of it. So I feel like I'm not one dimensional. I have many dimensions. Whether we're talking about him or anybody else in the division, I can fight on my front foot. I can fight on my back foot. I can pot shot. I can throw in combinations. I can stand in the center of the ring and use my jab or use the whole ring. Whatever the situation calls for, I feel like that, I got the tool for the job. So,
and again, with Canelo, and this isn't me saying it, but, talking to people in boxing that doubt you in this fight, they think, okay, he could box and everything, but he's too light in the ass once the fight gets really going and Canelo starts to hit him with hard shots. What do you say to that, Caleb? Why are they wrong?
I mean, where do they get that from? Who? What? Where did they pull that from? I'm asking you. Where do they get that from?
It's a good question. I guess because I think a lot of it just has to do with underestimating you. But I guess the Uzcategui fight, they would say second half of the fight, he was able to he got hit with some hard shots, and yeah. Even though you dropped him in the 8th, wasn't as dominant as he was in the first half as the second half.
Yeah. Well, that was a big step up in competition for me. And, people don't think that I'm the same Caleb Plant that I was in the Jose fight, that I haven't, gotten a lot of experience since then, not only in the camps that I've had or in the fights that I've had, but in the camps that I've had and all the rounds I've done. I mean, there's no telling how many rounds I've done, close to, 400 something rounds since then, 500 something rounds since then of quality sparring. So, there were, it may sound like excuses at this point, but, to be honest, I really didn't sleep that well before that fight. There was a lot going on, a lot that went into that fight. And I knew when I woke up the next day, I said, man, I didn't sleep that good last night. And I could feel it too. And, but I still went in there and handled the job. I still dominated. I didn't get dropped. I know that. I took every shot that he did hit me with. I took it and kept on going. So I've yet to take an 8 count in this sport. I've yet to be dropped. And, just because you get hit with a good shot, that doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying? So I really don't know where they get this stuff from. I'm a lot more seasoned. I've gotten a lot of experience since then. So, but they can wait and find out. They'll see.
Is that kind of stuff motivating you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like throughout my boxing career, that's kind of what I've used as fuel for the fire. I've had a lot of naysayers and people who say that, I don't belong here or that I don't even belong in this sport. And, look what I've done, look what I've accomplished, and, look at the life that I've made for myself. So,
I can't help but think about a big Canelo fight. Would you shit talk him, Caleb? Not a lot of guys try to go up that route with Canelo. They're very respectful, and some would say even too respectful. Would you?
I'm going to go in there and be myself. So at the end of the day, whoever's across from me, that's who I am. That's my game face. And so I'm going to go in there and be myself. So whatever I feel in that moment, boxing is how I express myself. So if I feel it in that moment, whether it's in the ring or a lead up, then that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to do. And that's how I'm going to express myself. I don't feel like I need to put a cover on, what I feel in that moment. I feel like I need to express myself freely. So
if you feel like talking shit that day, you'll talk shit. If you don't, you won't force it. Is that kind of?
Yeah, you don't want to force your shots.
Gotcha.
But
and you said you're a Fox fighter. You fought all your main events on Fox so far. Does that mean a fight with Canelo can't happen on DAZN if he insists on it, or?
I'm not for sure. With Al and Luis, I got a great team around me. I'm a fighter. That's what I do best. So I'll let them, figure out the rest. I don't know why it wouldn't make sense to do it on Fox with the pay-per-view and the upside that it would bring, as opposed to being on a flat fee with the app. I feel like there's so much more money that could be made on pay-per-view. So, he's a fighter, but he's a businessman as well. So I don't know why it would make sense for both of us. But, I'll let Al and Luis and the rest of my team figure that out.